Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is the video of the photos from my birthday party, which was January 21st, where we had this band, Illinois, play live from my loft. And all throughout this video, you're going to see up on the top of the screen, it's going to say, click here to see the full set from Illinois. Feel free to click there and launch a new window to watch a full set from Illinois playing live from my loft. Yep, it's like 37 minutes or 34 minutes of them playing, and it's really good. We're still getting everything set properly for the future in terms of having the all the instruments mic'd and the camera locked down better so that the focus isn't shifting from the vibration. But you'll get the point. You'll see that the band was playing live and it was cool and all of those things like that. So now I want to run you through the photos that I took. I wasn't going to take photos, and then I noticed something. I saw what was going on. I saw the setup, and I was like, oh man, I got into that shooting mode. I was like, I need to go create. I saw what was going on. The band was hanging out. They're determining what they need to do next. And I was like, oh, snap. I need to go get my camera and shoot. So that's what I did. I have here selected, I got a lot of photos selected. Actually, there's 165 that I took. And let me hit 4 here. Level 4, we've got 192 images selected. And the reason we have 92 selected, there's a couple selected that I just use as samples to show you what I did wrong and what I could do right, or what I did do right to correct that. So let's just start right here. So what did I do here? Well, you can see where I'm shooting at. I'm a 1/40th of a second at 2.8 at 3200 ISO. So I'm pretty slow in terms of shutter speed, but I'm shooting at 14 millimeters, which gathers a lot of light. One thing I don't like about the image is the composition. I left too much dead space. Well, not dead space, but you can see all the drinks and all the stuff over here. It's not terrible. I like the expressions of the people in the image. I just don't like that I cut off Martin's arm. So that's why this was a 4 and not a 5, one of my better ones. Then we moved into this, and there, I made the correction. I saw what the mistake was that I made in the camera, and then chose to make it correct, chose to make the changes and do it here. You can also see I jumped to 1/100th of a second at 2.8 as well. So I like this image. I like the tones. I like what's going on. Then I had the band looking at me, and I was at 3.5. My focus, I guess, is right here on these two guys, and I was really hoping that they weren't going to look at me, but hey, they did. Actually, I think I was trying to get the other two guys to look at me, and he looked at me, and he looked at me. If I wanted to get more depth of field, I would have had to bump my ISO and raise my f-stop quite a bit to get all of them in focus, which is, it's still a good image. I like it. Here's Ari working on his computer. You can see that I had to drop the shutter speed to a 60th of a second because I'm further away from the stage lights. And here's Ari working hard. Then we got Jay here setting up for his, setting up all the wires, which I love these low angle shots with the 14 millimeter. You have to get up in there, and they know I'm there shooting, but they know what I'm going to create. So they let me just shoot, and they let me just, create and go on from there. Same thing as we just go on. There's some movement in the hands. I don't mind this. I love actually seeing movement in the hands with the subject being really, really sharp. That is good. I don't mind that at all. And just another image as we move on. Here's a 4th image, a 4-star image instead of a 5-star. You can see I'm at 1/60th of a second, 3.2. And then on the next image, I went to 1/100th of a second because the exposure was just better. So that's what I did. I made a change. I saw what the lighting looked like, and I made a change, and I made it right. Then just more of a low angle, you got the drummer over here on the left-hand side. Guys, I'm really laying this out for, everybody who wants to just get into my mind for this and hear what is going through my mind when I'm shooting, or what I was thinking when I was shooting, so you can get a feel for yourself to see if you're thinking the same things. And I know it's going to be a long type video, but I really think it's worth it if you stick it out and you take a listen, and maybe even, just take a listen and just go from there. So I like the layout of this image. I like that we've got Martin here setting up his guitar, his bass. We've got Archie back here. We got Dan walking over here talking to Archie. He's got some motion to him. It's 1/100th of a second. Then I moved the angle a little bit more. We got more of the bass in here. We got Archie in the background. I like this shot. Then they're just doing straight up sound check, 1/100th of a second. I bumped my ISO now to 400 because I wanted to start to get a faster shutter speed for the action. Just more group shots. Excuse me, sound check. And I like this angle too. I popped the fisheye on there, 1/100th of a second, same thing, 16 fisheye. I like this shot a lot. And then you can see the difference between what I did here. I didn't have any of the speaker on the left-hand side. And in the next shot, I had this speaker, which I think detracts from the image. So you can see what I liked was this, less distractions, and boom, this, more distractions, not as good. Here's everybody that was watching. The place was still filling up. We've got Ari over here. You can see my artwork on the walls. We've got Kevlar, Walt from Silvertide, Gizzy's bride who's pregnant, NATO. We got Steven right here, Radio 104.5, my dad, his friend. We got Jerry back here. We got Colleen. We got Bill, Mr. Bill Rogers. We got Mr. Tim Smith. So we got all these guys, and I like this shot shooting with this big light right here. You can see that I dropped my shutter speed to compensate. I went down to stop. I went from 1/100th of a second to 1/50th of a second because it was darker over here. We didn't have stage lights. So here's another shot. I don't like this shot. This wasn't a good shot, but I learned something from this, and I saw that I didn't like this angle, and then I switched angles so that I got more of the setup going on, more of Archie in here writing up the set list so that we could see. Basically I like the shot because it shows that he's in the kitchen in my loft and they're setting up over here. So I like that. Random shots of the drum kits. These can always be used for something. Same thing right here. We've got the pedal boards. We can see the playlist, what they're going to sing from that night. The set list. The drums, Dan's on the drums, bass is on the ground. All of these different things. Another shot, a little lower angle. Yawn. We got Ari here talking to Martin, and then they continue to talk. You can see that, I don't know what we can see. Same thing, they're just hanging out here, hanging out, and I switched and did some in color. Move around to this angle, and they're just talking. I mean, I like this stuff, because this is just the bands just hanging out, talking, and just doing their thing. Right behind the stage, you got all this going on. Boom, more. And then I saw Dan down here writing up the set list. And I was like, bam, Ari, get out of the way. So Ari got out of the way. I got down on a low angle to get Dan writing up the set list right here. You got the beer, you got the guitar in the case. You've got all of this stuff making just for a really cool image. What I don't like about this image, and I'll just say it, I mean, it's a good image, but I don't like the angle. I don't know why I missed it, and it's running down on this skew. I don't know what was going on, but maybe because he moved, I moved a little bit. But I recognize that I made that mistake, but it's okay. I can live with it. Now the band's starting to play. I love this. Look at this. This is great stuff. Behind the scenes, I got my step stool. I got up on it. Tight shots with the 70 to 200. Now let me tell you something here. 1/80th of a second at 85 millimeters. This is close. That's okay. But as you start to zoom into 200, something like this, 165, 80th of a second, you can see that this isn't sharp. I'm waiting for it to get sharp. It's just not sharp. Why isn't it sharp? I'm going to say because of the 80th of a second, there's some hand motion, and there's also some motion of Martin singing here, which causes it not to be as sharp. And the same thing on the next image. It's not, well, it's closer, still to the 80th of a second. But yeah, we're going to make a change here. Look, I'm at 6400 ISO now. That's giving me 1/60th of a second. We're speeding it up. So that's giving me a faster shutter speed, which is going to freeze the action more. So I like this angle. As you can see, I'm running through a lot of different lenses, a lot of different angles to get the photos that I want. I love this with this blown out light in the background. I really like that. I don't mind that at all. It's a halo on the back of his head. You can see him playing the drums right here. Martin singing on a tighter angle. 2/50th of a second now at 8,000 ISO. That's just, I bumped it up because I wanted a faster shutter speed for shooting at higher, focal lengths so that we counteract the hand motion that could happen. Then we got Ari, Kevlar working the sound, Ari working the live stream. Then we've got, what's the tape doing right there? I don't know what tape that is. Maybe that's, I don't know what that is. Then we've got Walters listening right here, loving the show that's going on. Boom, the band singing. We got the 14 millimeter instead of the fisheye. Another further back shot with the 14 millimeter. I love the 14 sometimes more than the fisheye. It's a much sharper lens, and it's a much more realistic lens. I love seeing all of the guitars and the amps and the the bells and the sticks and the set lists and the waters. This is what I look for in images. This is a story, and I'm going to have this made into an Adorama Picks book. Every band that plays my loft, I'm going to make a book out of, just so that it's cool and every other band can see who's coming in. Stepped up. I love this. We got Dan's frozen, but the drumstick is moving. He's getting ready to pound it home. And everybody's watching in the background. Switching up the angles with the 14 to 24. We got Martin working over this. We go from vertical to horizontal, and then, more. I love this sequence right here. We've got, I love the drumstick just moving. Boom, boom. And I like the interaction that's going on with Archie. So guys, don't forget, you can watch the whole show here by clicking up on the top of the screen where it says click to watch Illinois play, or whatever it says, like see the full set live. I love the shot of Jay. Got his foot in there, got the keyboard, got the murals on the ceiling, switched over to black and white. Love this. I love the dimension that he created by moving his hand here. I stayed locked in up on him. You can see he's nice and sharp. We're at 6400 ISO, 14 millimeters. I would have liked to have been able to come in tighter, but I didn't have that lens with me. That lens is actually right down here in my bag. You can see the 70 to 200 sticking out there. All right, I want you to learn something from this shot. I cut his back off, and I noticed that. And then I was like, boom, I don't want to cut his back off, so I recomposed and left more room. All of this stuff is going through my head when I'm shooting. And I'll say this, when you guys are switching lenses in the pit, I noticed this the other day when I was shooting in the pit, that everybody's rushing. They switch really quick to switch lenses, and they make mistakes. You can hurt your cameras, you can bend pins, you can break lenses, you can break mounts. If you're switching lenses, just relax. Take your time. Don't try to speed it up, because when you try to speed things up and rush through it, that's when you make mistakes and issues can happen. So, try not to do that. Nice tight shots of Jay. Don't like that I cut off the hands and the fingers, but that's all right. Same thing here. Cut off some of his hands and fingers. I could have composed lower. But what I was going for here is shooting, creating out-of-focused areas to draw me into the image. You're going to see this as we go forward. We've got the drum. We got a cymbal right here. We got a cymbal right here. And then we have a guitar right here, all leading us into Jay. And as you can see, look, I cut off his fingers in the first few, and I made the correction in the next couple shots. I got it right. We got him playing. We like this. Mistake. Nothing we can do about this when the guitar player moves his guitar right in front of the guy's face. It is one of those shots. I just wanted to show you that does happen. Again, using more of the symbols to draw you in, using these out-of-focus areas to draw you into the subject, creates that dimension in a two-dimensional photo. Like this shot, like these shots of Jay, really good. I don't know if he has shots like this of himself, but I can't wait to send these to him and hopefully make him feel good. Dan playing the drums, Jay up here singing, Archie singing with Martin out of focus right here. These are all these type of shots that I'm going for. I've run through so many different angles. We've got wide angles from the front. We've got wide angles from the back. We've got tighter angles from the side. Now we're coming from the side with the wide shot. I love this shot. I love seeing all these cables run. I love wide angles where you see everything from my popcorn maker to the cake that I baked to the drinks, the alcohol over here, the merch, the shipping department. All of that is good. Sure, this probably could be taken out, but it doesn't detract from the image. I like this shot a lot. Again, just sticking with it, I like this shot even more. Switch the angles again on more. Look, we're showing the whole loft here is being shown. We got this light, we got this light, we've got this light, and we've got all the people watching in the background and the entire band playing right here with all of the guitars and cases. And I just love this stuff being strewn throughout the apartment. And then you can see all of the liquor over here on the stage. And I love it. I just love these shots. Look, we've got these guys playing. They're really jamming out. Then I was like, okay, we're live broadcasting. I should probably get a picture of what we're broadcasting with and get it both. Here, look, we've got the cameras out of focus with the band in focus. We got the camera in focus with the band out of focus. We've got the camera in focus again with the band out of focus. This is cool stuff, guys. I love the same thing. I wanted to get this screen a little bit here, showing the whole front of the band. I love it. I know they're my pictures. I should love it. 24 to 70 I'm shooting with now. Shooting Jay. I would have liked to have used a 70 to 200, which would have isolated the background even more, but it's a cool shot that I thought would be good to have. I like using the cabs, the amps and everything to basically take up the lower portion of the frame or the side of the frame as you shoot the artist singing. And I like this. I love the light coming in and the highlights on the side of his face. Then we've got Martin breaking down and Archie breaking down. This is the finale. In the video, you'll see me playing on my phone for whatever reason. I don't know what I was doing. I think it was the landlord. I was texting him something. But I should have been paying attention to this. Probably should have shot some horizontal ones, but it's okay. We got this. Kind of funny looking like Archie right behind Martin. But hey, it's a cool shot, another cool shot, and another cool shot to end the whole thing. So I really had a great time on my birthday. It was one of my, it was honestly the best time I've ever had at one of my parties. And well, you know, obviously being a kid is a long time ago and those were different. But I got some cool gifts. I got this from Heidi. I love these type of gifts. Ari got me 5 pounds of gummy bears, which are up in my shelf. That's an awesome gift. One of the girls, Stephanie, got me gumballs because this is what I spend my money on at the bar. I get gumballs and eat those. That's an awesome gift. Gizzy got me this. Check this out. Gizzy got me a Masters of the Universe. Oh, yeah. Definitely has that basement smell. Masters of the Universe. It holds 8 Masters of the Universe figures, which I do have. This is awesome. I love these type of gifts. That's what I'm talking about. And then I have photos from the party, which you guys can see. I'm going to make a whole party wrap up. You got something like this with my Instamatix Fuji. So that's awesome. So be sure to click the link up top, the box, so you can check out Illinois the band. You can see the whole show that they played at my loft with the intro and the outro. It's really good. I hope you enjoyed this longer type video running through all of the images. You can also look at the full res images up on Flickr. Please check out the website because that's where you can see, get the link to the images so you can download them, play with them, do whatever you want, but don't take them and use them for your own because they're not your photos. So that's about it, guys. Be sure to sign up for the email list on the website so you can stay up to date. Like us on Facebook, Google+, and now you can Pinterest us. Be sure to do that. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.